Today we have Dr. Elaine, the author of Prison Child. She is going to share his scientific research of how can you use an updated skills that is crucial for you to bring your child to their fullest potential. And as what the book mentioned, Prison Child. Not give your child freedom and how those freedom can unleash their life to a better potential. Alright, just sit down, relax, and learn about the skill set and the mindset that you need to better educate your child. Let's dive into Dr. Elaine talk right now.
Pass, okay. What style? Our learning style. What zone is this? Below, further away. Future, okay. The updated data. What zone is this? Inner, very good. What zone is this? Actions, okay, things that you can actually do to reprogram or rewire. All right, now, so let me start from this zone here. My first question to you, by the way, when you're in this book sharing, yeah, I'll actually post you many questions, not the other way around, yeah. Okay, now, so this zone, yeah, may I know how many types of learning do we get to have? 6, 7, 3, 4. Come, let's have a guess. In online, have a number. And from the floor here, how many learning styles do we get to have? A number guess. 6. Okay, I have 6 from the sir over there. Others? Let's have a raise of hand. We have only one type of learning style. 2. Raise your hand if you think 2. 3. 4. 5. Thank you. 6, 7, 8, 9. For those who didn't raise your hand, are you here? What about from the line? Yes, Josh, could I actually have some data? Infinity, wow. Okay. Okay, let's take the average of 5 to 6. Excellent. 30 years ago, for Professor Howard Gardner, okay, who is from the Harvard University, he actually established a model which we call the multiple intelligence, which also written in the book Prison Child. That was 30 years ago. 5 different learning methods. Along the way, he advanced from 5 to 6 to 7. And lately, for the past 5 years, he actually came out with the 9th, which is the existential intelligence. Existential intelligence. Okay, the reason why we, myself and the team got really quick in updating all this information because we're in the research group, we're in the education brain team as well. So whatever that's updated there, we are being updated as well. And for your information, we have this. Yes, may I have to? Yeah, okay. 9 multiple intelligence, 9MI, okay? We just use short form, which means every one of us has the potential to have different learning styles so that we can actually learn in a different modality. Okay, please show of hand. Any one of you actually read books after several pages, you go, oh. Thank you. Normally it appears in guys. Why? Because from the revolution industry here and human revolution here, guys, what did they do back then? Very good. Hunting. And in hunting form, do they actually do this? No, they do this, they do this, they do this, right? So this is under the body kinesthetic intelligence. Body kinesthetic. So it's really common that you see boys, guys, not in the interest of reading book. Now that doesn't mean if you like to read book, you are a big weirdo. Okay, but generally guys don't. Now have a guess. Guys normally in which intelligence that they are better? They are better at. Have a guess. Body kinesthetic, yes. Mention another one. Special link, why? Because they look into the macro level. okay, macro level. So most of the time when they have argument with the other partner, yeah, the guys after a night's sleep, very okay. But for ladies, they are looking into very micro thing. So after 3 years, they will still take back the things and say, you know, that time you actually did this, da 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 da. And the guys are like, what? Huh? I forget. Okay, so that's where the guys actually look into special link as well as logical, mathematical as well. So to them, you're serious? Okay, give me reason. Give me the logic behind. Then I buy you. Okay, so that's guys. So that's why we have this book of winners and math. You know, guys and ladies, they are very different modality. Now, why do I want to bring this out? It's because our child or children or even ourselves, we have different learning styles. Now, in our school system, education system, which multiple intelligence is employed to see which children or which students are smart or hardworking? Come. Which intelligence? Logical, maybe 10%, but even they wanted to, like logical, mathematical, KBKK, HOTS question. And then, you know, KBKK and HOTS question in the examination paper. And then the teacher will say, I'm sorry, your answer is not in the marking scheme. I can't actually give you correct. Hello, you're not really testing the logical side of the children because you're still based on the marking scheme, you see. So the thing here is that, come, have another guess. Which intelligence is highly emphasized to evaluate a student's ability? Thank you very much. Linguistic means like this. I'm talking, you're listening. Come on, can we just get rid of this classroom style? Give me response. Okay, thank you for nodding your head. That is a very good app. Thank you for nodding your head too, sir. Okay, thank you for smiling, sir. All this is considered a response already. Thank you for having your body posture nearer. At least I know you are interested. But even though you are wearing a mask, your eye contact gives me response. Okay, I got your response already. Okay, okay. So you see, when our school system, it's only using a heavily emphasized on the linguistic intelligence. What happened to most of the children? They couldn't actually excel, and eventually they have this psychological mindset, I am not good in studying. Agree? And with such, whenever come to book club, ew, that's so boring. Reading, ew, that's so boring, you know? So that will actually affect our confidence, and we have already imprisoned ourselves that we are not good in learning. Okay, now I will quickly go through the 9 here. You can actually go in depth via the book Prison Child. Why I name it Prison Child is because somehow or rather our education system has imprisoned us that we think we are not good, because out of the world population, only 7%, I repeat, only 7% of humans, they are linguistic intelligence. Okay, which means 93% of the people think they are not good in learning. They are slow in learning, and that's where the potential has been buried. Okay, now, so in linguistic already mentioned, body kinesthetic, they like to move. So which means if the education system allow the students to do a role play of what happened to the Hang Tuah, what happened to the Qing dynasty, what happened to the Malacca, Parameswara, they are able to act it out, I can assure you they will get A. You get what I mean? But now I have to write part A, circle, part B, subjective, part C, essay. I cannot, even though I know what's going on, but because my wrist is not gelling with my brain, I'm not linguistic, I can't write as fast. But if I'm required to role play, I'm good. So that's where body kinesthetic people or children, they are deemed to or labeled by, you're naughty, you can't sit still, your butt itchy, is it? Okay, you know, Chinese always say, Okay, so that's the thing, that they are pretty much PT if we do understand from this analogy. Now, musical people, have you actually come across certain teenagers or even yourself, when you study, you need to have music, and your mom come over, how could you actually concentrate while listening to music? Okay, have a quick fact check or reflection. Any one of you here enjoy reading or doing your work while listening to music? Excellent. Okay, see, we have many Mozarts here, you know. But no, we are here in Intel. And I believe many of you here have logical, mathematical, that's why you are here. Okay, so that's musical, they need rhythm. You know why? Because when we put under the MRI scan as well as the brain activity devices, we realize a musical intelligence individual, when they read book without music, the brain activity, the brain cell is in zone. But when he or she is listening to the music wave and frequency, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Because the music waves activate the brain activity. Okay? So I have one case where a parent came and did a consultation with me. An 8-year-old child, the mom, corporate lady, very confident, pretty much successful, and she couldn't comprehend. So much so she did a lot to her child, like tuition, talking, hard, soft approach. But the daughter just didn't have any interest in learning or studying. And then I did a report. I did this evaluation on 9MI for both of them. For both of them. I remember clearly, this mom actually mentioned a phrase that she needed my help. Dr. Elaine, I need your help. Could you ask my girl not to listen to music while studying? And I look at her and I did the report for both of them. After the report generated, I look at the daughter. After speaking a few sentences and so, the mom looked at me in this face. Guess what did I say? Guess what did I say? Thank you very much. Listen to music while you're studying. Okay, so she got really detested with what I actually I'm not agreeable to what she wanted me to say. So I shared with her, your girl highest intelligence ability is music, her lowest is linguistic. That's why she couldn't actually study or focus as much as she wanted to. And then she said, no, impossible, you couldn't concentrate. And then I show her her report. Highest linguistic, lowest musical, total opposite. I say, you can doesn't mean that your child can, vice versa. I say, yes, you are a very capable corporate lady. You are a very confident lady, but you think you know everything about your child. Your approach doesn't mean it actually suits your child. Yeah. And so with such, she actually got new aha. And that's where she actually let her child free without using her concept knowledge to imprison the child. Okay, so I believe that every one of you here have your learning style that you could really learn fast, just that we had only one or two styles back then in learning. Okay, so that's musical. Logical, mathematical, we mentioned, is about the asking why, reasons. That's what intrigue their learning curiosity. Naturalists, they like to observe, they like to actually see what's going on. Normally, people who are naturalist intelligent, they will have to observe a period of time, safe, good, okay, let me venture, let me explore. Only unless they are very inquisitive in terms of, I want to find out, this is my hypothesis, I want to know what's coming out. So they will explore faster, but that very much depending how strong is their inner security, which I will talk about it later. Okay, and then we have spatially look into a macro level. Interpersonal, they like to talk. We call them the parrot people. Parrot people means you need to if they don't get to talk out here, the knowledge inputs will be out here. No storage. Okay, only unless they input, they comprehend, process, the processing comes from sharing, then only they will store, and in the long-term memory they get to output whenever there is. Intrapersonal, they're very sensitive to emotions. They like to see the people with strong facial expression. They like to actually feel things. Okay, when they feel, they will learn more excitedly. All right. Now, lastly is the ninth intelligence, which Professor Howard Gardner came out years ago. Which these kind of people, they look into the why. Why am I here? Have you come across certain children, or even yourself? You will ask yourself at the teenage age, why am I here? Or some children would ask, why am I here? When I die, how did I even exist here in the first place? Sometimes they will even ask, Mommy, when are you going to die? You know, they are very much curious about life. So let me give you 1 minute. 1 minute to reflect. As of now, which is your learning style? Out of the 9, which is your learning style? Okay, let's have a 1, 2, 3, top 3, or say, I think this 3 kind of the same. That's what I usually use to learn, or I pick up things really fast. So the concept here is, okay, so I pick musical. Yeah, I really need to listen to music. Only I learn better. Okay, come, let's have a 1 minute quick reflection. Please type in the chat box as well. Josh, any question that I could actually answer from Billy line?
And people on the line, you can, voice up as well. Yeah, can be music as environment and linguistic at another time.
Yes, so that's why we can have like 3, top 3, you can choose 3. In fact, some of them, they have like 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, another 30 seconds. Any other question? Yeah.
Yeah, what about listening to the modern music with humans' voice singing, and when the child need to memorize facts?
Oh, well, it's definitely good, you see. One of the group of students, which I actually know they are musical intelligence, what I did was they like K-pop so much. So they actually changed the lyrics of the K-pop, and they input the history content inside. And their mom was like, do you like
no.
that? And then they're like, Paramaswara, you know. So it actually really much effective when they use the intelligence to learn. Same goes to us adults, and that's where this is the first thing we want to know. It's what kind of style we are, and we really employ that style so that we can learn things effectively and efficiently. But I would also like to say, pretty much saddening that parents or even educators, they are not aware that they are different learning styles accordingly, and they just label the kids accordingly. So this is very much saddening. And let me tell you something breaking in a way whereby they are children who already label themselves that they are not good in anything because of the labeling given by their parents or teachers. So my question here is, so I'm standing in this zone, yeah? Okay. Fact check once again. Any one of you do not have child at the moment, still half available? I'm still available, or yeah, married, but you still you have children. Okay, have a raise of hand. Oh, I see. So all here already poke out. I see. Okay, okay. Any good news from the line? I actually remember you said 6 available, right? Okay. I do not want to talk to all of you first. I talk to the 6 first. Okay, 6 of you. Listen up. For your information, you could actually help your children or next generation, or if one day you want to be an educator, okay, you could actually help your child, your children to have all 9. Not referring to all of you. All 9. Because the golden period here is at the age of 0 to 3 years old, if we actually do something to their genetic or brain, they could actually have all 9. And the benefits of having all 9 modality is they could learn at any time, anywhere. If the PE class comes with body kinesthetic, they pick up. If it's book reading, they pick up. If it's interpersonal, they pick up. So when the chance or opportunity or the area of inputs widen, that's where you have more info and you could process better. Okay, let's actually go to the other group, which is also including you all. Don't give me this depressed look here. Okay, I would like to say is, if your children still below 6, you could actually pick up and help your children to have 4 to 5 at least. And if you as adult, could you actually have more than 2? Yes, if you also re-engineer it. Just that we take longer time than the SpongeBob, okay? Because they actually absorb faster. All right, so my reflection question here before I move into another zone here. What is the main message do you think I would like to deliver from the first part? Talk in relation to the imprisonment. Yeah. What is the message that I would like to convey from your point of view? Okay. Those who are online, you could actually type, or you could actually let me know that you want to speak. I would like to have 3 or 4 from the floor. Yes. May I have the first one? Yes. Yes, sir. Your name, please. Hi. Thank you. Yes. Okay. All right. What's yours then? Yeah. It makes sense a lot because whenever I ask question or talk about, you have a lot of body language that you responded to me. So that's why I like to look at you. Because interpersonal people, they do have all this body language. And when they come to sales, managerial level, these give you a lot of advantage because of the interpersonal ability. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Acknowledging yourself as well as the people surrounding you. So if you realize that your teammate is not an interpersonal person, and when you talk, he or she just, not that he or she dislike you or disapprove your idea. Maybe you would like to actually ask, okay, what do you think of this? And then he or she has this reasoning behind, actually you buy my idea, just that you're not interpersonal. And I use a logical, mathematical approach to talk to you, to communicate with you. That's where I actually get feedback from him or her. So yeah, so it's good to also understand each other. Oh, thank you very much, Roy. May I have the second one, please? Thank you. Your name, please. Hi, Quan Shing. Indeed. Yes, amazing. Wow. Okay. Yes, yes, excellent. So, yes, what's your intelligence? What do you think? Okay. I see. Okay. Luckily, I have a slide for this. Okay, a slide for this. So that's why sometimes in meeting, the visual people, the spatial people, they need to have pictures, icons for them to comprehend better. Thank you very much, Quentin. Okay, like third person. Yes, dear. Your name, please? All right. Change. Mm. Ah, indeed. Indeed. That's why I actually got a lot of backslashed by people, by parents, because I'm actually using innovative strategies. And they think that really that's that work and so forth. So it's always the pioneer or it's always the explorer, the first batch that got benefited, be trendy, and then they pick up things. And the beneficiary definitely are the next generation, the direct line. So I think as parents or even individuals, we need to know what it's the knowledge or the direction so that we know what is best in the coming world, which I think even in education or parenting, we need to go into the footsteps of the big environment, which this is where we need to come into this zone already. Okay, any reflection from the online that George could read for us? Excellent. So we tend to frame people. Okay. So since because this also I have to represent the school or the government to have a word or so. Not that they do not want to have nice intelligence in the school setting. Facing a class of 40, 50 is definitely not an easy task. And that's why the international school or private schools are mushrooming to cater for a smaller group to feed them. But there again, are the educators equipped with such knowledge? And there is another story. So if we can actually be the one who only handle 2, 3 children in front of us, or even ourselves, I think that will be a better limelight. Okay. Do I actually have the epigenetics slide? The photo, the one that I WhatsApped? Maybe I share you this very interesting data. Sorry, I mean knowledge here. So this is from Harvard University. Okay, the one that I mentioned just now, the 9 multiple intelligence that you could have it all. Okay, it's because of epigenetic. May I have the next slide? No, the one above. Yes, here. This means the old idea that genes are set in stone has been disproven. We talk about nature and nurture. Nature means, oh, you have these 2 intelligence as your best. No, based on epigenetic, the latest research as well as the mechanism that I've been using for the past 4-5 years, the child actually did a DNA report. The DNA report shows the child has these 2 intelligence as the main, which is logical, mathematical, as well as linguistic. But because the mom knows epigenetic, the moms know how to tackle and help the child to build the other 7. 4 years down the road, the child can have all the 9 intelligence learning modality. Okay, so that is the fun part, not being kiasu. Okay, I'm okay with 2, I'm fine. Okay, not because of the kiasu mindset. It's more like wherever they go, they can actually dive into it and they feel good to learn. I mean, that is the attitude that we are looking at. It's not really being kiasu to get A's in all subject matters. Okay, right. Okay, let us go into our next zone here. Sure. Thank you very much. Yes, you may. If for all these or all B's, yeah, I would rather you to focus in the third zone later, because our inner world has lots of programming already. So if we actually come into a reprogram, they might feel the distance. So pay attention to the third zone. Later, we talk about the inner world. Thank you very much for that question. Okay. All right. Now, let's look into the second zone. Go back to the slide here. Now, even I mentioned with the epigenetics, but a lot of issues here going around. Next slide. Have you all come across ADHD? Yes. Speech delay, sensory integration dysfunction. Pretty much popular nowadays. In fact, going into the common pathway, actually, common doesn't mean it's appropriate or correct. Okay, now, why is that so? ADHD, we need to actually also have this knowledge whereby there are two categories under this attention or focus deficiency. One is ADHD, another we call it ADD. Okay, ADD stands for attention deficit disorder without the H, which is hyperactivity. So many of times we would actually neglect the ADD group. ADD and ADHD, not only youngster, but also adults nowadays. Okay, now, will ADD becomes ADHD? Will it actually turn into ADHD? Not likely, but ADHD, will it turn to ADD? Yes. Okay, now, why do I actually post this up? Because for ADHD or ADD, it actually appears in adult as well. So this is something that we want to look into it. Now, what is the main characteristic group that we would like to look at? Cannot focus, gets tired easily, lethargic, and so forth, all right? Because of the entire environment. Let me share this. Next slide. Okay. ADHD, yeah. Back in 2019, under CDC, most of the time we think that young child would have ADHD. But looking at the percentage, which group has the highest percentage? Okay, out of here, in the latest report 2022, which group has the highest teenager, young adults, or middle-aged adults? Not here, the statistic not here. Have a guess. Teenager, young adults, or middle-aged adult has more ADD? Middle-aged, young, middle-aged. Okay. If we come from the background of their lifestyle, yeah, it's pretty much the same. Supposedly should be middle age, but they are this group of middle age from our sample study. They do like to do exercise. Okay, so they actually discharge those ion away or the radioactive away. So that's why it kind of like neutralize and help them not to, lose focus that easily. Okay, the more we actually have these handheld gadget or devices, the higher the rate or possibility that we have this ADD. We get very emotional imbalance easily, and that's where mental health kicks in and come into position. My advice, because of our work nature, we can't avoid, but what we can do is every morning, if you can, go under the morning sun, 7 to 9 a.m., anytime in between for 15 minutes. Because that timing, the sunlight has very good radiation, good lighting that helps you to cleanse accordingly. And when you do that, preferably, highly suggested to remove your shoes or slippers barefooted on grass, not carpeted grass, real grass. Okay, real grass, to ground it to the earth, and that helps you to neutralize a lot. 7 to 9 in the morning, 15 minutes, not other timing because of the sunlight ray, and also discharge, stepping on the ground. If really cannot during weekdays because of work nature, really, really cannot. Weekend, extend it. Saturday, Sunday, half an hour, okay? That helps you as individual as well as your children. Okay, next. Now, why do I actually show this? Because of the environment, the radiation is actually chopping off our brain neurons. And that's what happened in the very beginning, if I use that as a metaphor, metaphorical. If we are not connected, the people online couldn't actually hear us or see me. Disconnected, same thing. If the brain neurons here being chopped off, disconnect, the child can't input, can't store the information, and they are unable to think appropriately or logically or rationally. That's why you see nowadays, have you come across children, they just cry easily, they throw tantrum, they throw things. That didn't actually really happen back then, our generation, you see. You might want to say, yeah, we use love parenting. We want to give them reason. We talk through them. I try to use, you might have this feeling, I try to use soft, I try to use hard. It just didn't work. Why? Because if with such disconnection, the child prefrontal lobe here, which connects emotion, judgments, logical thinking, unable to actually work, no matter how many times we say, it's not going to actually convey the message. And that's the reason why nowadays, because of this issue, GMOs, the food that we intake, 珍珠奶茶, bubble milk tea, you know, 士林沙 tea. Okay, all these brands gonna kill me. Okay. Okay. Moderate consumption. No, moderate. Less consumption, because all this food does actually affect our genetic. You see, so that's why, because of all this reason, no matter how patient we are, we tend to lose our patience as time goes by because of this. Okay, come, let us have the next slide here. So, you know, ADHD, our time, assuming we are the same generation, yeah, assuming, yeah. Our time, ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, 20,000 kids, 20,000 kids, one kid diagnosed ADHD. What's the percentage? 0.0005. Yeah, okay. Now, what about in 2019? It actually escalated up to 11%. 11%, yeah? And the latest data in 2022 is 16%. Which means, imagine yourself as a primary Chinese school teacher in a classroom, handling 50 children, 8 of them running around. Hey, teacher. Yeah, that will be the case. So imagine, how does this teacher have all the patience level for 5-10 years down the road to tackle the bunch of kids? That's why educators going 踢笑. Okay. So what we can do as parents, could we actually handle our breed nicely? So to do the teachers a favor, because we handle 2 or 3, by changing our lifestyle, for example, acknowledging our child's learning pattern, get them to be curious in learning, bring them for grass, you know, stepping, bring them to the nature as well. Having this, at least this little action help them to de-ionize instead of, you know, chopping off their brain neurons. We are doing some little good for them, and small action, big impact. Really, I trust small action, big impact. Okay, so there again, if the DNA is damaged, mutated from the sperm and ovum here, it also leads to other issues like behavior conduct disorder. Oppositional defiant disorder is something like that, which I also wrote in the book Prison Parent. Oh, why is the generation now so difficult to nurture, so difficult to parent? Yes, because of this ODD. I asked her to do She doesn't want to do. I asked her not to do. She intentionally wants to do. That's ODD. Okay, so there again, if we can actually reduce the usage of gadget, just like people who invented smartphone just disallow the child to use, people who invented TikTok that disallowed the child to use as well, there are reasons behind. Okay, but not that we disallow. We need to control. We need to manage accordingly. Okay, come, next slide. Then we have top 10 issues with kids born after year 2015. Let me give you, since all of you here fall under this category, let's actually have 1 minute to reflect. How many that you have come across in your child, or you have jackpot 10 out of 10? Okay, come, let's have 1 minute. If you have more than around 4, it's the siren alarming here already, which we need to actually do something. If it's less than 4, we could further to do prevention work. Any wordings that you don't understand? Okay, koala bear syndrome. They are lack of security until the extent where they just koala you wherever you go. When you go into the toilet, mommy, come out. You know, that's koala bear syndrome. They need someone to be with them. Okay, any other terms that you would like to clarify? Okay, lack of poor adversity ability, which we call this AQ. Give you a scenario. Child, let go. I don't play already. It's so hard. It's so difficult. Another example, go for classes. I don't like this grade anymore. I don't like this class anymore. It's so tough. So whenever they meet challenges or difficulties, they would just back off. So that's AQ. Do we realize that we have a lot of poor AQ young adults lately? Why? Zone 3, I let you know why. Okay, so we have come across and understood things like IQ, very common in the market. Lots of classes, enrichment programs talking about IQ, brain development, tuition, and so forth. EQ, we know emotion, but there is this thing called AQ and SQ as well. AQ, which is adversity quotient, SQ is the social quotient. All right. Okay, all here 10.
And
No
there's
more.
an online
Yes.
mention that too much attention.
Too much attention. Too much attention is under koala bear syndrome. They just want your attention. Koala bear syndrome, which also I will link to zone 3 later. Why our child has this koala bear syndrome. Okay. All right. All good. Zone. Okay. Come have a quick fact check here. How many have less than 4? Thank you. Thank you. From the line. Okay. How many between 5 to 7? Okay. From the line. Thank you. I wonder how many 8 to 10? I see. They send representative. One from each group, I see. Okay. For those who have 0, congratulations. Do something to prevent, which is zone 3 we will be talking about. Now, next slide, please. So the reason why we put this into a program which is actually recognized by the government as well as the University of Malaya this year, whereby this whole program to help parents to turn on the epigenetic of the kids, the 9MI, as well as to prevent the 10 issues or to eliminate or to lessen the impact. So it actually serves a lot of parents as well as individuals before they actually get into family, so that they can be prepared and help the next generation accordingly. So there is this thing already appear in Malaysia, and it's the world's first professional course in parentology. Yes, okay, which is recognized by University Malaya. Parents get to, or individuals before they get married, they get to study this 1-year program to learn about the 9MI, to learn about these 4 Qs, IQ, EQ, AQ, SQ, so that they could actually nurture their children easier and bring productivity into the workforce, because it's part of the mental health as well. Children problem, work problem. Check, you know, see? so it actually helps the workforce a lot, especially women who are the caretaker as well as men, because I realized that nowadays men are very involving into parenting as well, which is a very good advanced news in Malaysia, I would say. All right, now let me come into our zone 3 here. Okay, the big environment has already imprisoned us even further. Why? We know about the IQ learning style, but if the brain neurons are disconnected, no matter how much we input, will the child able to output, process and output? No. So we can't stop the advancements of science and technology. We can have some small little remedy or small little neutralization action. But the fastest and the most effective manner is looking into this zone, which this zone is called the inner child zone. And that's why I actually wrote the book Prison Parent, because our inner child is being programmed from one generation after one in a visual cycle. So in order to break the chain, we need new strategies to break the chain, and so that our inner child gets healed. Okay, any one of you here have come across the word inner child? Wonderful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first row, that's why you sit here. On the, okay, excellent. Now, allow me to quickly explain what's inner child for the others' benefit first. But if I were to do that, not fun. Let me pick the first row, since you raised your hand. Okay. May I have volunteer? Never mind, I come. I will pick those that actually look at me. Thank you. Okay, my dear, come. I want to put you in the screen too. Okay. Thank you. Your name, please. Sorry? All right. Okay. Hi there. My question here is, what is inner child?
Your kind of like your inner voice or your inner your true self.
True self.
Before you become evil.
Inner voice before we turn to become evil. Okay. Thank you for the definition or from your understanding. May I have guys? Okay, my dear here. Thank you. Your name, please? Hi, Mark. Okay. What's inner child to you?
The child version of ourselves.
Okay.
That sit inside.
All right.
That indirectly still affect us even we are adult.
Thank you very much. Before you go, 2 more questions. My sub question to you: do you think your inner child is healthy or unhealthy?
Unhealthy.
How do you know? Why do you label it as unhealthy?
I would realize sometimes my behavior. Actually, I have driven my child from my internal. My inner child.
I see. So which means you are fairly aware your inner child has popped up, press the button, and have this modality.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think it's resembling your dad or your mom? Those actions or behavior?
Dad.
Dad. All right. Interesting. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good point here. Thank you. May I have another one, please? I'm so sorry I couldn't involve those online. I like to pick those here. Okay. 你看我，我看你。It's okay. Malaysian, you know, they need some encouragement. We have this inner child that stop talking. Why you want to ask teacher? Didn't you listen to the class just now? No asking, okay? Sit down, do your work. So that's why they don't really like to raise their hand. Understood. Okay, come, anyone here have this public speaking inner child, very healthy. They like to show off, not show off. They like to share. None? No? No? Okay, I ask those who do not know what's inner child. My dear? Yes. Because I like men wearing pinkish maroon. Hi there, your name please. Hi Steve. Okay, come here, come. Okay, so you have no idea what's inner child, right?
Actually.
Okay, now based on the two sharing here, what do you comprehend from there?
I don't know. Looks like different stage from the child to when I become a teenager. I feel that I keep changing, you know.
Right. Interesting.
Because the environment is like big impact. Like when I was a child, I stay with my parents. Then I go out, like asrama school, something like that.
Right.
Then it was like you have more independence. Then you force yourself to be a grow up.
Excellent.
Then after that, you come to Intel to work. Oh, come on! I need to fulfill my boss requirement. Then you see your personality keep changing. So sometimes if you ask me what is my inner child, then maybe I need to spend some time to find out. I don't know.
Very good. Okay, don't go, yeah. I have questions for you, yeah. I like the phrase where you mentioned a very logical person, because you mentioned the sentence that I need to find out. And this is the characteristic of logical mathematical. You want to find out. And that's a very quick next action that you have. Excellent. So my question here, is there only one inner child or more than one?
Definitely it's more than one.
Definitely
because
more than one.
sometimes let's take example, like people that you say listening the music, doing the work, maybe another inner child is coming out there.
Right.
Then you are enjoying like balance out your work, and you're kind of like mentally something like
Okay.
this is how I'm feeling.
Okay. My next question is, I'm not going to let you go. Okay. My next question is, do you think it's necessary to know our inner child? I mean, well, we just want to have a good life. Why do we want to dig our inner child and then find out? This is so hectic, or
I think sometimes it's needed.
sometimes. So which time is needed?
When people say, hey, you are doing not right, then you start thinking what happened. That's why I thought when people start to questioning about yourself, then what happened to you, then you need to try to find out actually what happened to yourself.
Okay.
When people phrasing you are good, then you are good. You are in the definitely you are in the right positive way. You're good, everything. When people try to maybe do something, then you start to need to look.
Okay, then will it be in a sense whereby we very mind what people say?
Depends.
Okay, depends, because we need to have the acknowledgement from the external party to see are we on the right path or not.
Yeah, sometimes depends. See how smart. Because sometimes some people will say in Malay, you will be like no response. So depends. Depends how you interpret the people respond.
You can survive in the corporate very well because your answer is depend, sometime. All right, thank you, sir. Thank you. Round of applause. Thank you. Any question from the line?
Yes.
Yes.
There's one mentioned that I think we shall communicate to our inner child, understand the needs, not ignoring the inner child. This is a continuous progress towards healthier inner child. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You could actually get more understanding from Prison Parent, this book, chapter 6, chapter 7, chapter 8. Now, what I would like to briefly and summarize this inner child and how much it impacted us as an adult or as parents. May I actually have some questions for you to reflect here? Okay, number one, do you realize guys normally couldn't stand children crying? They would just, appease them. Oh, you want sweet? Okay, just give you. Okay, you want to eat this? Oh, okay, just give you. And then the mom will be like, haven't I said no? Why you want to make the child cry? Because they themselves couldn't stand the child crying. Do you know why? Have we actually come across this brought up whereby, hey, you are a guy, you are a boy, you don't cry simply. You fall, you have blood, only you cry. Okay, you're a guy, you're supposed to be tough. So why are you crying? So when your child, I have this case studies, women where they pak tor, during pak tor time, you know what, my boyfriend are very patient, blah 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 and stuff, and then become that a total different personality already. Why? Because when the children crying and then the inner child come up, press button, either scold button or a peace button. Okay, because the inner child couldn't stand. I actually brought up in a sense whereby that age, no, cannot cry. Now my child is crying. Oh no, what do I do? Okay, a peace, give saja. Beri saja lah, kenapa? Scold. Because during my younger time, I kena scold. So now let me just repeat. Even though, you know what, I read Dr. Elaine's Prison Parent book, mentioning no scolding, be patient. But after a few seconds or few minutes, it didn't work out because the inner child is stronger than Dr. Elaine's book. Okay, because you press the button, the inner child press, and then you scold. So same goes to ladies. Ladies also having this inner child, okay, I have to be patient or whatever. And then after that, press button again. Go to the room, guilt again, oh, okay, I shouldn't do this, okay? I make sure I shouldn't do this next time. And then again, and then the guilt cycle come again and again. Why? Because the inner child. I give another example. Now, our children, they like to play in bathtub or shower, right? Very long time, and the older generation will come into position and have this dialogue. Hey, later you get cold, flu, waste water, whatsoever, Why? Because they have this inner child programming. During their olden times, any water heater? No, waste water because I have to go to the well and take water, So they already have this programming, wasting water, okay? Now, the younger generation, they got new info, new knowledge. You know why? Children like to play water so much because it's a form of inner security. So if you realize your child has this koala bear syndrome, let them shower long time. Why? Because during that 9 months, this dude stay in here. Not the guys here, only women. Stay in here for 9 months, warm and cozy. Suddenly come out to this world, no more security, need to handle all these big dude size, So when they shower, they feel the sense of security. That's why they enjoy. Let them have fun. So now that you have this knowledge, now that you have this concept, you use water showering time to give the inner security instead of sending to therapists or psychologists. Few hundred bucks. Worse or not the water bill? Worse kan? Okay, worse. Why would I actually get sick easily? No hot water heater last time. And then you have this 4 season thing now in Malaysia, wherever you go, so hot after shower, so sweat, you see. So no flu. Let them play, shower, no worries. Get them to have this inner security. This is one of the way. There are many other ways to build security. Inner security. So once you have this, that inner child of lack of security wouldn't actually exist because of new knowledge. So now actually happen whereby your parents disallowed. You disallowed the child. What happened? Conflict. So when we have conflict, what happened? Fighting. Okay? And we have to have a lot more Coco Crunch Honey Star to come, so that they see you are using different ways. Don't need to actually have argument. When they are not around, get them into the shower, bathroom, they can play as much time as they want. Okay, so with such when we do not have this knowledge, our inner child will fight. We will be using the same way again. Okay, when we have this knowledge, and then we can actually heal accordingly. Third example. Anyone here mind how people look at you? Okay, somehow or other, do I say the right thing? Do I say the wrong thing? Does my boss like me, or should I appease, or should I agree upon to this whatsoever? Why? Let me actually bring you back to the human civilization. This is a very important topic. Next, please. Next. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Okay. So we learn as much as we want to, but we cannot actually comprehend and apply, because mammal brain is controlling our emotions. So the emotion will trigger us, and this allow us to apply what we want. So since young, we need to appease our parents, listen to instruction. So when we grow up, we also mind how people think of us, generation after generation, which store in the lizard brain. So what I would like to conclude here is that inner child, the latest clinical psychology report in 2022, we can go up to 144 inner child. One person. Okay, if we have good childhood, generation after generation, family tree good, then maybe we have 20, 30. We get happiness easier. We get to have easier lifestyle. Not lifestyle like go for holiday, no. We get to actually appreciate things easier, complain lesser, and whatsoever. So we take a period of time. Of course, there are highway we can heal 10, 20 in 1 year time. We can do so with the right strategies. But one thing before I wrap up today, I would like to share with you a formula to communicate with your inner child. For the past 1 hour, whatever you hear, you can forget. But please take this formula home, which we call this AEFM. No slide. No slide, my dear. So write down, okay? A stands for appraiser. E stands for evidence. S stands for feeling. And M stands for motivation. Before you recite to bed, do this formula to your inner child. And remember to use, I would like to appraise you. Don't use, I would like to appraise me. Because you, as yourself, inner child as another identity. So you split the identity so that you, as this counselor or daddy, mommy role, can heal this character of inner child accordingly. Separate it from the psychological aspect. Okay? So have an A. A means appraise the inner child. E, give evidence, which is the action. F is the feeling, and equals to M, motivation. Motivate the inner child to be better and grow together with you. You is the parent, you is the counselor. I give you an example. Tonight, before reciting to bed, I would like to appraise your learning attitude because you attended the book sharing session. And this gave me a new feeling whereby it's so fun to grow together with you. Full stop. Less than 30 seconds. Okay? Another example, I would like to appraise your efficiency because you finished the report today very fast. Normally 1 hour, today 45 minutes. And this gives me more time to enjoy my coffee. Full stop. Okay? Because if the more we do AEFM on a daily basis, the inner child likes you, and then they can actually grow together with you instead of pulling you back whenever you want to step out of comfort zone. They will prevent you from pulling you to actually venture into greater or higher heights. So that's very much important. Okay, so use this AEFM. It's very simple technique, and it lays down the foundation in the future healing process or to advance the inner child together with you. So with such, that's where we can set our inner child free with different learning styles, knowing what's going on in the future, present moment as well, and with this AEFM. So with such, thank you very much for hearing as well as inputting such knowledge. Okay, thank you very much, and I pass back to you, Josh or Nadir. Yeah.
Alright, that is all the time that we have for today. If you like video like this, do remember to subscribe to us as we're going to post a monthly book club sharing video just like this one. And do like us as this is going to bring the video that you like to more people around you. And finally, if Dr. Elaine's talk resonates with you, I encourage you to check out Why We Sleep, a sharing by Mark that I'm going to post over here. That is going to give you a bit concept of how can you fine-tune your sleep, and also that would also able to equip you with the knowledge that you are going to help your child to make them sleep a bit better. Alright, and always happy learning, and I'm going to see you in the next episode. Alright, bye bye.